So what was that last salary you were drawing?
My last salary was 15 lakhs a month.
So that is around 2.2 crores per annum.
55 lakhs a year is just the interest on that.
I can't even imagine the compounding that's been taking place.
What with on the day you retire and you realize the interest rates are zero? Are you prepared for that situation?
And you automatically fall in that 30% tax bracket. What did you do to kind of optimize this for yourself?
So the thing is,
probably they're just starting out in their career, 3 to 5 lakhs per annum. What blueprint can you give them to achieve financial independence?
if you want to reduce your risk as early as possible, first thing is,
Retiring early or reaching your FIRE number, what is your definition of that?
the one difference is you will not have a boss. You will be your own boss, or maybe your wife will be your boss.
Yeah.
In today's episode, we have Rajeev Mohta, who achieved FIRE at the age of 51 with a net worth of 20 crore. We'll explore how he managed to take his salary from 2.5 lakh per annum to 2.5 crore per annum, how he generates over rupees 50 lakhs annually in passive income, and how he achieved FIRE through safe investment strategies. Stay tuned as we break down these strategies and learn how you can apply them in your own life.
So now tell me, Rajeev, for anyone who's watching this episode and listening to you, probably they're just starting out in their career, 3 to 5 lakhs per annum, just starting out. What blueprint can you give them, or what advice can you give them in order to achieve financial independence?
So first is you need to take care of the risks. The risks that you run in, nowadays, the biggest risk that you run could be health risk. So first is make sure that you are adequately covered when it comes to health insurance. You should have sufficient health insurance cover and if you're covered through your parents and all, that's fine. But you have to make sure that if you're starting your career or at the beginning, in the beginning phase of your career, you need to have at least 5-10 lakhs of insurance cover. It doesn't come very expensive, but at least you should need to have that cover. Secondly, you also have to then figure out, are there any immediate expenses if you want to do an MBA and all those kind of things. So you'll have to plan for those things. So assuming those things are taken care of, then after that, at this moment, I would say, the way things are right now, India is looking very well when it comes to, global markets and all. So I would say invest in equities as much as you can. But at the same time, also look for these tax efficient opportunities. Try and take advantage of those opportunities as well. So which is you are getting into that mode of a disciplined investing. So I think that's something. Of course, equity can be via SIP, it could be via index funds or whatever works for you. That's fine. I would say don't go after a house immediately, not at this point, because that will then saddle you with EMI payments and you'll be stuck with that house as well. And sometimes it may even have implications in terms of the career decisions. So I would say be asset light. Asset light, like in terms of hard asset, don't buy that. And maybe make investments like this.
So now you're 50, Rajeev. So do you have any financial plans that you have made for, say, the next 2 decades? So 50 to 60, 60 to 70. Is there any plans that you have created so that you are secure or you don't have to worry about your finances?
So when you are reaching your retirement, typically your investments will be towards safer fixed income assets, right? Yeah. What with on the day you retire and you realize the interest rates are zero? It has happened in Japan. For many, many years in Japan, interest rates were zero. In 2017-18, even European interest rates were zero or negative. What if 10 years from now it happens in India? So you retire with a good corpus, but the interest rates are zero. Then what do you do?
Why are these countries making it 0% interest? What do you think?
Let the central bank decide as to how they want, and it's a market dynamics which decide where the interest rate should be. So that's something which we can't do much about. That's not in our hands. But are you prepared for that situation? So I was thinking in 2017-18 when I saw this happening, I said, what if Indian interest rate go to zero? Everybody said, no, it can't happen, but it can happen. So the thing is, what I did is, for that situation, I invested or I bought certain life insurance policies, which give you an assured tax-free return from a deferred date. So what I've done is, as a part of that planning, I have also invested in these insurance products, which will give me 20 lakhs every year From the time I turned 60 to a time to 72, and then around 12 lakhs from 72 to 85. According to me, this is not an investment. This is risk management.
Now that you've retired, so what was that last salary you were drawing?
So my last salary was 15 lakhs a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is around 2.2 crores per annum?
Yeah,
per
in
annum.
that range.
And that is the job you left couple of months
That's
back.
right.
Getting a package like 2.5 crores per annum, probably what was your first job? What was your salary there? And then where did you move on? And, really want to know where that big leap happened.
Yeah, so I started my career back 30 years ago in Kolkata in a small fixed income firm. There my salary was 1,500 rupees a month. And then in 1996, I moved to Mumbai. And there was a significant jump from that perspective. And here I was earning 2.54, 2.5 lakhs
per annum.
But here in Mumbai, I quickly switched to a job. It was a much bigger profile or much more important profile, but I had to take a salary cut. But I was fine with that because the exposure which I thought I would get in this firm was amazing. So I was fine to take that salary cut. So instead of 2.5, it came down to about 1.9. But I was fine with that.
Which company was this that made you take a decision like this?
That was JM Financial.
Okay.
Yes. Eventually, and then that became JM Morgan Stanley. They had a joint venture with Morgan Stanley. And when they became JM Morgan Stanley, my salary was 4.5 lakhs.
So from 1.8, it became 4.5.
4.5 lakhs.
But still, it's such a difficult decision, right? To take that salary cut. So what were those factors that made you, you were comfortable doing this?
No, I was young. I was 24, 25 years of age. So that's a time when you can take risk. You can think about what's best from a career perspective. Money is not all that important during that period, I would say. And that's why if I realize that I'm getting an opportunity to work in a company which has a much larger canvas, which has a much better branding, much more structured, much more professional. So I just took that jump.
So Rajeev, 4.5 lakhs per annum when your company became GM Morgan. So what happened after that?
Yeah, from JM Morgan Stanley, I moved to Tower Capital. The salary increased to 6.75 lakhs a year. But then that was the time when I got into a hardcore sales role wherein, the bonuses started kicking in. So, every year I was making 30-40% as bonus as well. I left, and then in my next job, I was earning 15 lakhs.
Which company was this?
That was a company called SPA Capital.
So 15 lakh per annum package. What happened after that?
And then and that was in Bloomberg, where I was there for 13 years.
13 years you were at Bloomberg.
Yes.
And how did your salary progression happen?
So I started at a salary of 16 lakhs.
Okay.
I left at a salary of around 1 crore 30 lakhs.
So this was your last company?
No. So after Bloomberg, I joined MSCI.
Okay.
Which was in 2020, just before COVID.
Okay. Here your salary was?
Starting salary was 1.5 on a CTC basis.
Okay. And how many years did you work here?
About 4.5.
Okay. And this was after which you left?
Yes.
And I'm thinking here also your salary increment happened gradually over the 4.5 years, right?
Yes. The only difference happens is that because when you are in sales roles now, the bonuses can be significant. So in 1 year, it could be 60 lakhs. In 1 year, it can be 1 crore. So that way. So your base salary typically goes up by 10-15% only, 10-12% rather. But it's the bonus which can, have an implication in terms of your CTC or package.
When your salary was growing, right, there obviously came a point when you were earning more than 20-30 lakhs and you automatically fall in that 30% tax bracket, correct? So that's a lot of money, right, to pay in tax. So what did you do to kind of optimize this for yourself?
Again, because I was in fixed income, we used to trade in various kind of bonds. So we also used to trade in tax-free bonds. Then I also did one thing, which is, increase my contribution to provident funds, which is called VPF, Voluntary Provident Fund. So there also I realized that it gives you in excess of 8%, again, tax-free.
Interesting. You said VPF. How is it different from PPF?
So PPF is a public provident fund. It's again a tax saving opportunity. So you can do that. But when you are employed in a company, the company deducts a provident fund. So 12% of your base salary is deducted as provident fund. 12% the company puts in. You can opt for VPF wherein you say instead of 12%, I'll contribute, let's say 24%.
Almost double.
Almost double. Okay. I used to contribute as high as 48%.
So it's the same thing, but you're saying I want to contribute more.
That's right. No, it's not PPF. It is EPF, Employees Provident Fund.
Okay, so it's different. You're giving PPF also, and then you're doing voluntary one also.
Yes. EPF is like if my base salary, let's say my base salary is 1 lakh, 12,000 will be my contribution to EPF.
Yeah.
12,000 will be the employer's contribution to EPF. Now, what I can do is I can opt for VPF, saying that in addition to 12,000, I will contribute 12,000 more.
Got it.
So then, instead of 24,000 being contributed in that kitty, it will be 36,000.
Got it. Okay.
So and when you retire, the money that you get is tax free. However, now things have changed. Okay. Now there is a limit of the amount you can put in VPF as tax free income. Anything on top of it becomes a taxable income.
Okay. Do you know the limit? What is the limit now?
2.5 lakhs a year.
Oh.
But still, if you are in the range, if you are in that 25 to 30, 35 years, you may not have a very high base salary, which means you can still benefit from it.
And I think your 12% or additional 12% that you were adding, I think that would have been a huge chunk because you were earning that much, right?
That's right. Yes. So there were months in which it used to be 3-4 lakhs a month.
Wow. And that would have you withdrawn anything or still you I can't even imagine the compounding that's been taking place.
Yes. So I'm actually living the benefits of compounding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
truly,
almost,
truly.
55 lakhs a year is just the interest on that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So what is your current asset allocation looking like? Where have you diversified your wealth?
So I've been a fixed income person. So I would say almost 69% is in fixed income.
So when you say fixed income, again, you mean bonds?
Yes. So these are bonds, tax-free bonds. Then this is VPF.
Okay.
Then I have also invested in these target maturity funds, target maturity mutual funds.
What else? You've said 69%. What about the remaining?
Yeah, almost 31% is equities. And then I have a very small investment in gold and property.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many people I know who have achieved FIRE or who have become financially independent fairly early in their life, they have a high percentage in equity investments, right? Fixed is very low, and this is again to beat inflation. Equity gives more returns than your usual fixed investments. So what was your thought process here? Because it looks like you planned this on purpose.
So the thing is, if you want to reduce your risk and yet achieve financial independence as early as possible, first thing is discipline. Secondly, you should take risk only whatever you can digest, or only invest in products that you understand well. So even today, there are bonds, there could be some options which can give you 10, 11%. People talk of various other opportunities which can give you 12, 13%, but it comes with risk. If you're ready to take that risk, that's fine. So depends on what stage of career you are in. If I am 25 to 30 years of age, and if I am ready to take risk, I would rather put in equities. Then I won't put in these kind of instruments because I will not be able to understand where my money is getting invested.
Can you now tell me how your monthly expense is looking like?
So at this moment, it would be 2.5 lakhs.
Per month, you're spending 2.5 lakhs. And where does this money go?
Of which I would say 40%, close to 1 lakh goes into rent. And the rest is into groceries and, restaurants and electricity bill and petrol, all that stuff. Yeah.
And all of this is coming from that 40-50 lakh per year interest that you're getting because of your investments, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to ask you, working for so many years, you would have had a set routine, right? Waking up, going to office, talking to your colleagues, coming back. You would have had that set routine. Now you just retired couple of months back. How much has it changed a day in your life?
The plan that I have is that, and which is also my recommendation to other people who want to retire early, is that don't retire per se. It should be a gradual move. So you can quit your 9-to-5 job and look for something which will keep you busy for 3 to 4 days, 2 to 3 days, wherein you are leveraging your strengths, you are leveraging your networks, you are connected with your business or your market.
Yeah.
And then see how it goes. And then you take a call. Then you can say, okay, instead of 3 days, now I'll work for 2 days and maybe 1 day. Or if you have a great passion which can keep you busy for 5 days, please do it. But if that's not the case, don't simply make it like, okay, I have nothing to do for 5 days. At least, and that's what I also intend to do.
Because, I see a lot of comments from a lot of viewers saying, what is the point of retiring at 30? I never want to retire at 35. I always want to be working. I think that's one small misconception people have when they hear the word retire early. I think the first thought that comes to their head is, chalo ho gaya, like nothing to do now. I'm going to wake up. I'm just going to be at home and not do anything. I think we forget that what it means is now you're freeing up your time and not be bound to a salary just to have your basic needs met, right? Now you can explore different kind of opportunities that may not pay too much, but you're okay with it because you already have that corpus safe with you that will help you with your day-to-day activities, your monthly expenses. Probably I love mountain climbing. Now I have enough money, like maybe I accumulated 5 crores and I know that is enough for me to sustain a good life. Now I can try mountain climbing, maybe do a course and become an instructor. Probably will not pay me as much, but it's fine. At least now I'm waking up to do a job that is also my passion and it's also giving me a certain amount of money in my account. So do you have any kind of definition of retiring early or reaching your FIRE number? What is your definition of that?
No, so one definition is from a financial standpoint, if you have reached a number which can ensure that your lifestyle doesn't change in terms of expenses. If that's taken care of, then you are financially independent and now you can take that call. Secondly, I don't see a significant difference between a working person and a retired person. The one difference is you will not have a boss. You will be your own boss or maybe your wife will be your boss, which happens for me. But the reason I took this jump, the one more reason was that, there are in your day-to-day life, like for 30 years, I have been in a sales-driven role, you carry a target. But at the same time, in a city like Mumbai, you leave a lot of things behind. In the sense, be it relationships, be it, spending time with friends, spending time with family, maybe some of your passions which you are not able to, or a lot of things which you want to do, but because of this race, these things are left behind. We
forget what our hobbies are.
Absolutely. So in fact, my son knew exactly what I wanted to do when I take this call. So I told him a few years ago that, I don't drive. So I said, I'll learn driving. I will learn guitar. And the third one was, I will develop 6-pack abs. So the day I went and told him that, okay, today I have retired or, I have left my job. The first thing he did is he got me a guitar and said, okay, now this is what you have. Yeah. So that's something which I would want to do. So the thing is, you have to plan how do you spend those 5 days a week or 7 days a week. There should be a plan before you retire. And there are ways it can be done. But at the same time, I would want to come back and maybe, spend some time with my networks, professional networks as well. Maybe, as I said, as an advisor, as a consultant or whatever.
So Rajeev, thank you so much. I think this has been so informative. Like I learned so many different things that I've not heard about before. And I'm sure whoever is watching this has gained a significant amount of knowledge. So thank you so much for your time. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I'm also going to be mentioning a form link. If you're interested to join us in our episode here in our 1% Life, please fill the form and I'll see you in the next one.